shrinkage limit test, we have already made a soil pact. Now first we have to take the weight of soil pact, that is 31.28 gram. Then we find out the volume of this soil pact. For this, we immerse the soil sample into a mercury filled glass bowl. First we place the soil sample, then we press the soil sample very gently and completely immerse it into the mercury. Now this displaced mercury is placed into a cylinder. And take the reading. 18.5. Okay. The reading is 18.5. Now we have to measure the weight of displaced mercury. For this, first we place the empty pan, then tear the weight and pour the mercury very carefully. Weight of displaced mercury is 253.66 gram. Now we put all these values accordingly in this table. Specific gravity of soil is taken 2.6. Now calculate the formula, calculate the value and find out the shrinkage limit of the soil sample.
So this test is visual soil classification. That means by seeing the soil you can determine what are the different types of soil. Now what are the first property? First property is the color. And you can report what is the color of the soil. It may be yellow, brown, like that. Then the odor. Generally for non-organic soil there will be no odor, that will be odorless. But for organic soil there will be a pungent smell because it consists of decomposed vegetable matter. Then the next property is texture. Texture means by taking the soil in your hand, how does it feel? If it is a fine-grained soil, then it will be a smooth feeling. If it is a coarse-grained soil like sand, it will be somewhat harder, more friction will be there. Now the next part is the grading. Grading means it may be a well-graded soil or a uniformly or poor-graded soil. What is a well-graded soil? Well-graded soil means for all the particle size are present in that soil sample. Then uniformly graded or poor graded soil means a particular particle size is present in a larger amount. Then the next is particle shape. Particle shape means it may be angular, subangular, rounded like this, and this is applicable for coarse-grained soil or coarse-grained fraction of a mixed type of soil. Then what are the properties or field identification for fine-grained soil? Now number one is dry strength test. What is dry strength test? You take some soil sample, make a 3 mm thread but dry, and then you try to break it with the help of your thumb and forefinger. And if it breaks easily, then it has low strength. If it is not breakable, then it will be hard. Like that you can report. Next is the dry latency test. So what is dry latency test? You take some amount of soil in your palm, mix it with water, and you get from the bottom. And if water comes to the surface, making it a shiny appearance, then it will be a silty type of soil. Otherwise, if it is a dull appearance, then it is a clay type of soil. So if shiny appearance and water comes, then it is a rapid. Otherwise, it is a sluggish test. And the last one is the plasticity test. For this plasticity test, you mix the water with the soil and roll it on a hard surface. And if after 3 mm thickness there is a crack, then you can report the plasticity test. So it may be quick, medium, stiff or tough. And last, for organic soil, it has a pungent smell type of thing because it consists of decomposed vegetable matter.
Here we are taking 3 samples, that is sample number 3, sample number 7 and sample number 9. First is color. You have to determine the color of the soil sample. We can say that the color is greyish yellow. Okay, for sample number 3. For sample number 7, we can say the color is yellowish brown. And that is sample number 9. That is yellow. Okay. Next point is odor. As you all know that odor is only present if there is organic matter like this. Otherwise, these samples is odorless or odor is not found. Okay. Next is texture. Texture is defined by presence of fine and coarse aggregate present in the soil sample. For sample number 3, you can see the sample is fine grained. Okay. And sample number 7, here fine grain and coarse grain both are present. Next, sample number 9. In this sample, only coarse grain are present. Next is gradation. Gradation is determined by the presence of fine and coarse grade soil sample. For sample number 3, only fine grain is present. So we can say that this gradation will be poor graded. For sample number 7, coarse and fine both are present. So the gradation is well graded. And sample number 9, here only coarse grain are present. So this is also poorly graded. Next is particle shape. For fine grained soil sample, we can say the particle shape will be sub-rounded or rounded. For mixed grain soil sample, we can say the particle shape sub-rounded or sub-angular. And for coarse grain, this will be sub-angular to angular. Next is dry strength. Dry strength test only can perform in clay soil. If we take a dry lump and try to break the soil, you can feel that maximum effort is required to break this soil sample. So the dry strength for sample number 3 is high. Again, for sample number 7, as it is mixed soil, so the dry strength is medium type, not very much hard or very much low. But for coarse grain soil, dry strength test cannot be performed. Next is dilatancy test. For dilatancy test, we take some soil and mix water and make a pad. Now we stroke by other hand and you can see that the water level come on the upper surface, and very quickly this incident happened. But for clay soil, this test is very slow. You can see after several strokes, the water level does not come on the upper surface. So this test is very slow, and we can say that for sample number 3 or for clay soil, the dilatancy test will be sluggish. And for mixed type of soil or coarse grain type of soil, this test will be fastly done, or it is fast or quick. Then plasticity test. Plasticity test only can perform for fine grained soil sample. Now this sample number 3 is used for plasticity test. This is 3 mm dia rod. This is the reference for this test. You take some soil and make a soil pad. Then you roll into a 3 mm thread and check whether there is any hair crack or not. By getting this, you can say the soil is plastic or not. This test only can perform for sample number 3. This cannot be performed in soil sample number 7 or sample number 9, because here coarse grained soil sample is present. Now we can classify the soil sample accordingly their characteristics. For sample number 1, that is here our sample number 3, we can say that the soil is clay silt. Okay. Then the sample number 2, according to our test, that is sample number 7, we can say that the sample is mixed soil. And for sample number 3, that is sample number 9, according to our test, we can classify the soil as a medium grained or coarse grained sand.